homeless guy was trying to put a spell on me, but I think he was just waving.
The following film is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, nudity, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about this stuff before getting into this whole thing, you know? I mean, straight up, one guy gets his face bitten off by a raccoon, and we show it. Oh man, do we show it.
Hey y'all, he's Zan.
And he's cool.
And he's Kegs. What the hell is up, boys? Like, two episodes back to back, like within 2 days? That's weird.
It is weird, but we're gonna have some fun tonight. Keep it light, keep it simple. We do have, I want to point it out real quick, we do have a special commentary guest with us tonight. His name is Pops, the man, the myth, the guy on the other end of the phone. How are you doing tonight, Pops?
What's up, brothers? How y'all doing?
You don't sound like you're 100 years old. What is that?
No.
That's weird.
Who
is this Pops? Who are you inside the game?
Oh, we're going there? What the fuck?
Who are you?
I'm Pop.
Yeah, we can give him a little. We can get a little backstory real quick for him. Why not? It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Go.
Right. So, Sky Warriors, I played it, joining it, just to play a fucking game, because I watched my wife play a fucking game on her tablet. I used to watch YouTube all the time, and I'm like, fuck, I need a game to play. So I found a fucking jet game, Sky Warriors, joined a league. That squad had DD in it and stuff like that, and then people left. I know why now, because it was a diamond process. I started my own league. And then I became to LAA. Once I got to LAA, it was like a brotherhood. It's a family over there. It's cool. Pops loves it. That's where I met this fucker X over here.
Yes, you forgot about how much of the gallons of gay beer you've been guzzling the whole time, too.
Hey.
Also, I love Pops. I just want to make sure that everybody knows I love Pops and I love Xanatos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
and then Sky Warriors got with that, and then they fucking nerfed my plane and shit like that. So I pretty much gave up on it. I still play it, Sky Warriors, sometimes. But I pretty much went to COD. It's free. It's fun. You don't have to. You can talk to people. Sky Warriors needs to change their platform.
But
other than that,
what is COD? What is that?
Call of Duty Mobile, bro.
Oh, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
The gun game where you're a soldier.
Yeah.
And you have great graphics.
Where you don't have to pay money for anything.
That's
you don't
crazy.
You don't have to pay money for like an extra backpack to run a mission like you do with gas on a plane.
Sure.
All free, baby.
Oh, so
Free,
Call of Duty,
free.
That big brand is a really good game.
Yes.
That's weird. Yeah. I'm not being facetious either. I'm sorry, guys.
But heavy satire, engage.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Kegs. Thank you, Kegs.
All right. So, let me just throw this out here that I call it gay beer just to mess with him. I never really cared for Bud Light, even before they went and did their thing, so like I could care one way or the other about it. Although I do like to shit on it sometimes, because I like to get a rise out of Queen every once in a while, too. Shut up, Queenie!
Excellent. We can shit on whatever beer we want here, because A, none of them are sponsored by, or are sponsors for us, and 2, I don't drink beer anymore, I drink whiskey.
There you go.
So,
good man. Also,
Jameson.
King Cobra JFS, not a sponsor.
Actually, I'll throw. They're not a sponsor, but I'm going to go ahead and run a little thing for them anyway. Iron Fish Distillery here in the great state of Michigan makes some of the fucking greatest whiskey I've ever had in my life for a price that is not going to break the bank.
Ironfish.com.
That should not be. They're not a sponsor, but they should be now. Anyway.
Well. They are a sponsor. They sponsored our aspirations, and ironfishwhiskey.com. Check them out. I hope that's their website. If not, Google them. Ironfish Whiskey, Michigan. Yeah, it's all good fun.
And now we just got shut down for copyright issues. But until then,
what's copyright?
Tonight's our original intent tonight was just to have a panel of guys and have a great time, and we're still going to do that. But there is a subject which I feel needs to be broached in today's society, and whether or not. German dungeon porn is definitely a problem.
I'm just saying, it's a panel of all guys. The Greeks are good people. Trojans, condoms. Just saying, boys.
So you guys do got me on this podcast in
Xanatos is a Greek name.
I want to know why Pops is Pops. I'm not an old man. I started off young with children, and I named myself Pops because I got 3 grown-up children and 4 grandbabies. So what?
Xanatos is a bearded.
How old are you?
Xanatos is a bearded bastard, so am I. I figured that fit.
How old am I?
Yeah.
42.
Okay, 42 with a beard calculates to about 43 in real life.
Yeah, and gray hair. Hey. Bro, all my kids are growing up. My dick still gets hard.
Well,
And I can go party.
We're going to find out in this podcast how hard it gets, but... Okay, so all the homophobia and trying to be cool is gone. What was the subject tonight, Kegs?
Oh, what? The floor is back to me now? Oh, dear me.
No. But the subject is the floor. The floor has about another 45 minutes.
Excellent. All right. So, but I've been seeing a lot on this, and I thought it'd be interesting to talk it over with all y'all. And that is the subject of violence and when it is appropriate, because obviously our school system has their head so far up their ass they have no fucking idea.
Well, I have a definite opinion about this when it comes to sex, but when it comes to schools, I don't know.
Well, and that's just the first example that comes to my mind, realistically speaking, because it's things that, as a parent, you have to deal with. And it's things you see horror stories. Well, not horror stories. That makes it sound way more dramatic than it's necessary. But you just see story after story of people trying to raise their kids right, and then the school turning around and being like, well, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, this is a pretty.
And I'll go ahead and start off with an example.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend of mine who will not be named due to privacy constraints.
Yeah, Bill.
Well, that sounded way more official.
Yeah.
That sounded way more official than it was necessary. Anyway, no, not him. Different guy.
Tom Jones.
We're not gonna. We're not talking about Mongo.
No, not Mongo.
No, we'll go ahead and call my buddy Brian. It's obviously not his real name, and we'll call his son can be like Kyle.
Jacoby. All right.
That's excessive.
That's
sir,
the villain.
But okay.
No, he's the villain.
That's a good choice. Jacoby. Let's go with Jacoby on this.
Really? We want Jacoby and his son.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ.
He's
Okay,
memorable.
fine. Brian.
That.
Okay, my buddy Brian and his son Jacob. They had this problem last year in school. Okay, and so basically the long and the short of it was there's this fucking twat bag kid that goes around picking on everyone because he's a little bigger, right? Well, my friend's kid is like a fucking 3rd level fucking whatever fucking belt in some bullshit. I forget what the fuck it is. It's got a name half a mile long. I don't fucking get into that stuff myself because I did Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu because it makes sense. I do tease them relentlessly. I think it's like a Hop Keto or some shit like that or whatever. Anyway,
the Steven Seagal.
It works. They got good shit too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm pretty sure their sensei could probably wipe the floor with me if you really wanted to. But anyway, this is all kind of... I'm kind of digressing here, I guess. Anyway, So anyway, this kid's being all douchey to some band geek kid, and long story short, Jacoby decided to step in and defend said kid that was getting his ass kicked, and they got into an altercation where said bully was about to take the band kid's instrument and bash my buddy's kid over the head, and he fucking dealt with the situation quickly, confidently, and without any serious bodily injury being distributed, even though he could have. So obviously he's showing restraint, discipline, and what everyone would wish their kid would probably do is, defend people that are weaker than you, right? That's kind of the way the world's supposed to work. Watch out for your fellow man type shit.
Yes. And now that you said, I'm glad that kid did that and taught that fucking bully a lesson.
And here's the thing, though.
He wants to pick on the weaker kid. And a bigger
right,
kid.
Exactly. And I would be, if it was one of my kids that did it, fuck yeah, we're going for ice cream, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Yes, sir.
But here's the problem.
Speaking of that, my oldest daughter, when she was in elementary school, there was this little girl. Nobody liked this little girl. And I told her, why don't they like her? Oh, she's weird. She's something like that. I said, go make friends with her. Till this day, they are still best friends. The reason was, the little girl was shy, and she just really didn't want to talk to nobody. So I told my daughter, go over there and talk to her, become friends with her. And that started off in elementary school. They're both 25 now, and they're best fucking friends.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's fucking awesome. Well, like I said, and all of this whole totality of circumstance here all sounds fine on paper, right? Yeah. Bully started some shit. Bully ate some crow.
Yep.
And fucking everything should be going about their day just normally now. Well, it didn't. And this is where the problem lies, in my personal opinion, in what they're trying to teach these young men, especially in a government-funded education system, is that all violence is wrong, no matter what the purpose is, and I disagree with that. Yeah. So not only did my buddy's son get disciplined at the school, he almost got expelled because
he defended himself.
Because he was the winner, quote unquote, of the fight. Yeah, he dished out more damage than he received, and I'm like, well, if Fuzznut A didn't start the bullshit, he wouldn't have got his ass kicked.
Yep, exactly.
Fucking, and I don't feel like punishing the kid who defended the fucking person who was not able to do so themselves is proper. That's bullshit.
Exactly.
What are we teaching our young men? The weak shall inherit the earth? No. It's not the way it works. And there are a lot of people that want to say, oh, I am weak, therefore I am good. And that's bullshit as well. It's very hard to be a good person. It takes strength to be a good person, whether that's internal fortitude or whatever, mental fortitude at a minimum.
Yeah, but these kids nowadays, they just don't understand it like when we grew up.
Right, but no one's taking the time to teach them that. And this is the way our school system's going to go ahead and dole out punishment for someone acting properly.
This whole system doesn't help.
And that's problem. I feel like that's problem number one. Because where do all of our kids spend the most amount of time during the school year? Well, I would hope at school, because that is where that is education. That is a good thing. Learning shit's a good thing. But I've already gotten into it with my kids' school personally. And funny thing there was I almost accidentally got arrested at the door because I had my hunting knife on my belt still because I came from the woods to go deal with this problem. And there wasn't even any actual physical violence involved in this particular one. It was just, kids picking on kids, which they're prone to fucking do. And I get a phone call about, your stepson is blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, well, what caused this? What was the purpose? What started this? I'm like, well, you need to come down and have words with the principal and his teacher. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll be there in about a half an hour. I said, I'm out in the woods hunting right now. I'll be there in about a half an hour. Well, I forgot to take my belt knife off. That was a whole big fucking thing.
Yeah, it's just not like it used to be.
Well, and like I told him, it's a tool. Like, you want to hang on to it for now? Here, I took it out of the sheath and I handed it to him. I'm like, here. I said,
Yeah.
my bad. I forgot. It is what it is. I said,
Yeah.
and just so you know, I said I am considered I was at one point considered law enforcement in this state, and I had a law enforcement exemption on a CPL, which would have allowed me to carry a firearm in this school. So if you're worried about me having a fucking belt knife, you need to think this through a little. And they're like, oh, well, we didn't know that, and I'm like, well, it shouldn't matter one way or another. It's a fucking. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go around fucking murdering children. Like, you need to stop assuming this kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right. So
But
I had
anyway.
the same situation with my son too. Last year, there were 3 kids that were always picking on him all year long. I kept trying to get school to do something, nothing. And so I just started teaching him all the, like how to defend himself. And then I get a call on one of the last days of school. He was suspended like his whole last week of school. Because he was coming in from recess, and one of them little assholes pushed him from behind, like shoved him hard right onto the ground, and then he got up and he fucked him up. He got him into a headlock, and he kind of hip tossed him onto the ground, and he kicked the kid right in the face, like busted his nose up and shit. So
That's the last time that kid ever fucks with him.
Yep, and that was the last time that kid gave him any more problems. Well, mostly because he was suspended for the rest of the school year, which was like a week. But I took him out that weekend to the gun club that I'm with over here, and put some rounds down range. Had some quality time with him after that.
Good deal. Well, and the parents need to step up on their end. Is where it needs to start, realistically speaking.
Yep.
Exactly.
And I wish we didn't live in a world where self-defense is a thing that I feel like every kid should learn. But we do live in that kind of a world. It's not always safe. And I don't feel like we should be teaching our children that, it's always going to be sunshine and rainbows and unicorn farts. No, it's not.
No.
And I don't subscribe to that in any way, shape, or form. I like I said, I know Muay Thai and Jiu Jitsu and shit like that, and I teach my stepchildren. And when my daughter's old enough to start having the mental capacity to pay attention, I'll start teaching her too. Or instead of just ooh, fucking butterfly, But I already told my wife. I said. Once they get a little bit farther along, I said they're going to go in and I'm going to pay for them to go in and have like formal quote unquote training, because again, we don't live in a world that's nice, and we need to stop pretending. And teaching our children that any form of violence, no matter what is wrong, is just ludicrous. Defending someone who's unable to defend themselves is like the base form of why violence is necessary in society. And there's the old saying: would you rather be a gardener in a war or a warrior in a garden? Well, I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory. I would rather learn how to, and Jordan Peterson, he says it best, I think. You should be a monster. You should learn and, meditate, whatever. You should be a monster, but then you should learn to control it.
Yeah. Yeah. Beware the dog. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's,
Pops is a very, very calm person. I don't like drama. I hate drama. Negativityness, I hate it. But when people get stupid, I have to do what I have to do to defend my family. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, I will try to de-escalate the situation before I become stupid, to where I have to be stupid and do what I need to do to protect my family.
And it's like and another one is like, oh, well, if someone breaks into your house and you kill them, you value your possessions more than their life. It's like, no,
I value my family
I don't.
more
Exactly.
My family. You can come in and just go, okay, I'm coming in robbing your house. I'm going to take all your TV and shit. I won't kill your family. I'll take all that shit. But
How would you know? How would you know? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, you come in with a gun. No, it's once you kick in my front door. No, it's not. Nope. You invaded my house.
And that's the thing. It's not the possessions in the house that we're defending. It's the sanctity of that locked door.
Yep.
You want to try and rape that feeling? You want to try and rape that feeling of safety from my children? No, you will not.
Nope.
Because my house is the one place where my children should feel safe, no matter what is going on at school or with their friends or whatever. The one place they should feel safe is at home.
Well,
and if someone boots in that front door, that's literally a form of mental rape.
I think this is a global issue. Yeah, I think everybody globally can understand what you're trying to say. Like, if it's mine, you don't have the right to intrude. Doesn't matter what the law says.
Yep. Even your car. I mean, your car's almost the same thing considered as your house.
Yeah.
When you're traveling.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's yeah. And that's like you said, Breeze. You don't know their intent, and I'm not going to sit around and find out, because if you hesitate, that's how you get people killed.
Yep. And with schools, I think schools should have locked doors where you have to have a badge to get in there. I rebuild industrial machinery. I've been into American Airlines here where I live, and yes, you have to show ID and everything like that, but to walk in and walk out, you have to scan a badge. If you walk in or out too many times, it'll shut your badge down for 15 minutes, and you have to go to security to get it checked in.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool if schools could do something like that.
It's just the bureaucracy, right? Like, how simple is it to have what people say is common sense, which apparently isn't common.
No, it's not anymore.
Well, how hard is it to say that, look, you have to have certain requirements to be able to comment and influence a situation, right? So, whether it's, fucking what you do on a construction site versus, child protection in a school. Like,
yeah.
How hard is it to yeah, I don't know. Same thing with carrying guns, actually. I think there should be a little strenuous, more strenuous, I should say, background checks. And the reason is because as much as I wish everybody was entitled to a gun, there are a percentage of the population that shouldn't. They just shouldn't. Sorry.
Yes, well, and that's you can run that argument all day long, but everyone is, until proven otherwise, entitled to that by the Second Amendment.
Unless we change it. It's
well, and here's the thing, though.
If you can't get a gun,
gents,
you can buy a gun.
That's a real slippery slope.
Hold on. Go first, Zan. Then Kegs.
That's all I had to say. That's a real slippery slope. We don't want to fuck with the Second Amendment.
Okay.
No. The second we fuck with that Second Amendment is the beginning of the end for all kinds of gun ownership. It will be out the fucking window before you can even fucking sneeze.
Fuck with any of my amendments.
Well,
I'm not saying that background checks are a bad thing, but they don't show everything. It doesn't tell you what kind of psychological strain they're going through at home, what their marital situation is, what kind of stressors they have at work, and these are all things that.
What if we give it to
here's the thing, though.
states?
Those are all things that are, by law, private.
But
I don't have to tell you about my marital situation. I don't have to tell you about my stress levels or none of that shit.
But what I'm saying is, what if we give it to states and regions?
What Pops is saying is you don't have to have a background check. You can go to,
a gun show. Yeah,
anywhere
I'm
in
well
town
aware.
and
Like,
get a gun straight off the street. That's the problem.
Well, and the thing is, you're never going to stop the criminals. You can put as much legislation down as you want.
Yeah.
But the only thing you're inhibiting is law-abiding citizens.
Well, the thing is,
exactly.
but no. Here's the thing. I don't think that we should be arguing about the idea of mental capability. I don't think.
Well, no, none of us are considered mentally capable, most likely.
What? I was trying to determine if you were being fucking funny or not. Fuck you, Bo. Fuck you, Bo. Fuck you, Bo. No, but seriously, yeah, you're right. Mostly. But legally, like, why would more background checks be a bad thing?
Well, what are you going to check for? Like, is what I'm getting at, though. Like, what else is there to check?
Well, I can take you down the list.
So here. Hold on, here. So, the general consensus, it seems, that the media wants to portray...
I hate you. You shouldn't own guns. No,
Let him talk, bro.
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding. You got to know.
So, the general consensus that the media wants to portray is that if you own more than one, you're weird. And it's not normal and this, that, and the other thing because it's just there for whatever. It's usually statistically, and you can look this up. Someone could go ahead and look this up that listens, and they can find out exactly what I'm talking about here. Statistically, it's the people that have one or two, and generally they're recently bought, that commit the worst crimes with firearms. You can also statistically back up that the places where the most innocent lives are lost is the fucking far left's dream of gun-free zones.
That's true.
Why? Because there is nobody in that zone who can be a reasonable force to deal with the threat because it's a gun-free zone. It's bullshit. It doesn't fucking work.
But here's the thing, though. There's got to be an age thing. So I think it's 20 plus that buy their first guns. That's a pattern. That really is a pattern. And here's the thing.
I know it is.
I'm too redneck to fucking hide the fact that, like, for people that don't know Kegs, I'm super Second Amendment. Super. And the thing is like, I don't know. It's hard for me to hide, but, like, at this point, I think I should just tell them.
I can't remember if it was Columbine or whatever, but the dude literally sent his manifesto to the FBI saying what he was going to do, and they're like, oh, we'll make a note of that. And his psychiatrist called the fucking FBI and was like, hey, this guy is going to shoot up a school.
This dude's fucked up, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This dude is going to do this. He told me he has bought the rifle. He is going to go do this. And they're like, oh, we've made a note of that. No, this guy is going to we've made a note of that.
And people like Michael Moore.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Okay, we need to. We don't need more background checks. We need more proactivity in fucking, like, hey, if people are saying this person, like, if we have manifestos and this person's like, broadcasting, hey, I'm about to go fuck some shit up. We need to realize that is for what it is, which is a gigantic call for help before they go and slaughter a bunch of fucking people.
That means we need different regulations for FBI agents, the people.
Well, and everyone's like, oh, well, they can't do anything. Yes, they can. Yes, you can. You can preemptively, with certain evidence, take someone into custody.
Slippery slope.
Yes, but again, if you read the laws, you can preemptively take someone into custody under certain conditions to conserve life. That there are laws in place for that to happen, but we have lazy motherfuckers who are like, oh, well, we've made a note of this, and that's as far as we're going to take it. No, fucking check it out. Get off your lazy fucking ass and go do your goddamn job. Yep.
I can't disagree. I just, yeah.
That's how the government works. Sorry,
and I've put multiple letters out to my personal state's legislature and and whatnot, because after the third person that I knew who had committed suicide after getting back from war, I started talking to the ones that were left. And I'm like, why does this keep happening? Like, what? Like, everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, the number one answer I got back from, and I will admit it was a small pool of people that I was talking to, but the number one answer, resoundingly, was they felt like they didn't have a purpose anymore. They didn't feel like they belonged to anything. And even people friends that I have now who are veterans feel that way to a degree. The transition back is not easy. And I put multiple letters out to my legislature here in Michigan because, and I put this before all of my military friends before I wrote any of these letters. You can almost stop veteran homelessness and veteran suicide by giving them a purpose again. Have them defend our schools. We have all kinds of motherfuckers who will gladly guard those schools all day long. Gives them a purpose, gives them an income, and gets them off the streets, because our veterans should not be fucking living on the streets. It's a fucking travesty in this country, and it's bullshit. These people have put too much of their lives into defending this country to be left on the wayside like that. And one of the number one things that pisses me off the most about this country is our lack of fucking care for our veterans.
Yep.
And I guarantee you start putting something like that in place, you will never have another school shooting ever again.
Yep.
Because ain't no sane motherfucker on the face of this planet gonna kick in the doors of a school if he knows he's got 2 recon Marines or some fucking ex-Special Forces or even some fucking old school MPs standing there at the door.
Just hanging out, and every one of them fucking guys will say hi to each one of them kids every day when they walk in that door.
It'd be nothing but smiles and high fives.
Yep. Yep, exactly. And Halloween,
you want to talk about pulling from the brink? Fucking A, dude.
That old veteran would have his little bucket full of candy, giving a little piece of candy to every one of them kids.
I've been preaching this for 3 years in this state now.
Yep, that's exactly what we need.
It's a simple solution in my mind. I know you have a better understanding of it than me. I'm not personally a service member. But
yeah, I mean, I was letting you roll, man. You're doing a good job.
I apologize. I know I'm kind of being a little forceful here, but this is something that I feel strongly about. I've lost friends because of this. It's bullshit.
I think it's fantastic that you're doing what you're doing. So keep going.
Well, and that's like I said. The service members that I know here personally, they're all for it. They all agree that'd be a great thing. And I don't know. I don't know if it would be the big fucking heal all, fix all, but I feel like it would be a big step forward.
Yeah, man. And then a lot of us have formed 501c3s, and we have a
what is that?
501c3 is a nonprofit organization, so they basically function to raise money and then spend it on veterans.
Oh, okay.
So, like, one of the organizations that I know of, I'm not like a member, but I'm a supporter. Is the Dallas Fort Worth Devil Dogs is a really good organization. They help out, they'll raise money, and so like if there's say a guy loses his job or something like that, like we've had that happen before where somebody loses their job. And it's like right before Christmas time, and so they have enough money, they go and they stock the whole place with groceries, get them a nice Christmas dinner, and they bring a bunch of toys and stuff like that to the house, and they give them all that stuff. They also have a 24/7 suicide crisis team. And so it's just guys that they utilize Facebook for the most part, and they're just there on Messenger at all times. And if there's if somebody says something somewhere, or maybe they post something on Facebook or on, Twitter or anywhere. People drop it into their thing, and they'll see that, and then they, because we have veterans that are networked in pretty much every city and state in the country, and so they just kind of activate them like a cell, and those guys will get to the house and get with that veteran and be a support system and either get him to the VA if that's where he needs to go or whatever, which is a lot better than a guy freaking out and then they call the police in and then all they know is crazy veteran with a gun, and then the guy gets shot.
Yeah.
Right, well, because we're not taught, as law enforcement, you're not taught proper de-escalation techniques. You're just told to try and de-escalate the situation.
Right, and it's a unique
But they
situation.
don't ever give out
So
exactly.
Yeah.
And I, not to get deep on shit necessarily, but I do have a friend who thankfully is still alive, although there are days I worry, but he has very severe PTSD, and the smallest shit can set it off, and trying to keep him calm and centered, and when I say centered, I mean, like, if you don't, like, get to him fast enough, when something triggers him, he will flat out start attacking people because he thinks he's back overseas.
Yeah.
And and the dude's like heavily trained. He's really, and he's taught me a lot of the things that I know. And it can turn into a really bad situation really fast. And if people aren't aware of what they've been through or what to do in this situation, you just make it 10 times worse. Especially if you're just yelling and there's a bunch of people shouting and running around and there's pandemonium, it just makes it so much worse to get them mellowed back out and understand that they're safe and everything's okay. And I don't feel like a lot of people understand just how far those scars can go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
we'll be stuck with that shit for the rest of our lives.
Exactly, and and I feel like that's something that needs to be understood by more of the American public. That's a disservice by the public, in my opinion. But
well, they understand it, but then they kind of use it against you. Like you get mad or anything like that. And like, oh, here comes one of them crazy veterans that we're all supposed to like watch out for. That's kind of the attitude that is becoming prevalent in the American public. And here's the thing: I'm not sitting here trying to look for a no pity party. I don't need them to feel sorry for me. I knew what I was getting into, and I'd fucking do it again.
I will say.
I absolutely. And go ahead, Breeze. My bad.
No, you're good, bro. Like I will say that American Western, ideology has been taking a hit a lot worldwide, and it just, it made me kind of reevaluate and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't think that we're half of what the propaganda says. At least half percentage.
Yeah.
And
well,
I'll say this, like if we really wanted to be an oppressor, we could have been a long time ago.
I feel like a lot of that can loop back around to kind of what we were initially talking about, is the mindset that we're passing on to the younger generations.
Yeah.
It's wrong to stand tall and stand up for what you believe in. It's wrong to square your shoulders and look forward and not back down to the bully. Yep. It's wrong to, that's all being labeled toxic masculinity and all this other shit. It's like, no, that's just part of being a man.
Yep, exactly.
And we need to start teaching that again.
So the
demasculization
of the world, maybe.
Well, I'm not speaking on behalf of the world because I don't speak it to. We obviously speak to some people from around the globe, but I'm talking just mostly here in the States specifically.
All right, for an example, my son, he's 19 years old. He's been out of town for the last 2 weeks, working his ass off, making about $1,000 a week.
Okay.
The reason why is because I raised him the right way to get off your ass and go bust your ass and make your money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
And then that's what's wrong with society today. Some parents don't push their kids like I do. You know what I mean? You want to be a man, fucking get off your ass and go get you a job. He just came home for the weekend. He might have to go out of 2 weeks again. 19 years old, got a baby, got a girlfriend. Yep.
Yeah, man up and take care of your family.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Fucking right. That's the way it should be.
Yep, and that's the way I raised him. You know what I mean?
You know, the system isn't there for you to fucking slug off of your whole life.
Yep.
And I get it. I could have used financial aid at a couple points in my life. It has not been an easy road.
I mean,
And life is hard. And I'll admit that. Life is hard.
Yep.
But you don't fucking quit.
Sit your ass and do nothing. You know,
Exactly. It's exactly what I mean. Well, that's why you got it. That's why you stand up straight, square your shoulders, and fucking put one foot in front of another.
Yep, exactly.
You know, my dad, and these words will ring in my head to the day I die. My old man, one of the first things he said to me when I get close to coming of age was, determination will get you farther in life than anything else.
Exactly. Respect and loyalty too.
Absolutely, and those are always going to be important.
Yep.
But if you're not determined to get to your goal,
You'll never
get there. You'll never get there. If you're not determined to protect your family, you'll never learn how. If you're not determined to feed your family, you'll never do it. If you're not determined to get off of that fucking bottom of the barrel living type situation, you'll never get there.
You'll just sit there. Trust me, I live in a little town and I see crackheads in a store sometimes. And I'm just like, why? You could better yourself if you just would work at the gas station you're walking in or the Sonic and get off the shit. But nope, they choose to stay on the shit.
Because it's easier. That's literally the epitome of people choosing the easier path. And I'm not saying that dependency on drugs is easy to break. It's not.
No, they just get fucking stuck on it, and they're stupid. They forget about it, bro. It's no.
Right. And I'm a firm believer that the only person that can choose to fix yourself is you.
Yes. 100%.
You can ask, but once you've made that decision to better and change yourself, then you can ask for help, and that's when it works. I can't force my buddy that I found foaming at the mouth 10 years ago from Suboxone to straighten his act up. He has to make that decision first. The only thing I can do is call 911 and try and keep him alive till they get there.
Yep.
Which luckily they got there in time, and I knew enough CPR to keep him alive.
Yeah.
That's a true story. That has happened.
No, I believe you. That's all you can do.
You know, and then 2 weeks later when he got out of rehab,
gonna fix themselves is themselves.
Yeah, well, and then 2 weeks later when he got out of rehab, he called me. And the first thing he's like, first thing I want to say is thank you. The second thing is I need you around. He goes, I need to stop this shit. I have children. This is dumb. I'm like, you just made the biggest first step of your life, bud.
Yes.
I said, now the work starts. And now he's off the shit. Yeah, he smokes a little fucking medical marijuana.
Fuck yeah.
But who cares? I don't. And everyone's saying the marijuana is a gateway drug. That's a load of fucking horse shit, and I don't give a damn.
I've smoked weed since I've been like fucking 14 years old. I still smoke weed. I got my medical marijuana card. But I don't fuck with anything else. I drink my gay beer, as X says. Other than that, bro.
Right.
And
the funny...
I was
And
trying
the funny
to be
thing
quiet,
here-
but that was fucking hilarious.
Me and X will drink buzz balls at the same time together, so we're like drinking balls together.
Right. We're guzzling balls together.
Yes.
You know,
Excellent.
balls are so good. They're so good. Let's talk about how balls are so good. Buzz balls. Yeah. What is it like for you? Zan. Taking
What's that?
balls. Taking balls.
Oh, I mean,
Oh, he likes my balls. Don't worry.
so,
I'm just curious because Pops will
I
tell me.
was done with those for a while. With the buzz balls, you know, you can get like 2 or 3 of them over at the store, and you just kind of slam them down.
Get a few balls, just slam them.
Yeah, 2 or 3 balls and just slam them down, empty them right down your throat, right?
Yeah, right.
And
yeah, it's warm. It's nice.
but I'm not drinking as much these days. I'm working a lot for one, but I guess, you know, one of the things with the PTSD. One of the things with PTSD is you kind of have your high points and your low points, and you know, low point can last a couple of months or whatever, and so that's usually when I'm drinking more and going to the gym less, and you know, shit like that. But I mean, I still stay focused at work, and you know, like especially right now during the holidays, and I just got this new promotion, everything like that. So I'm putting in, you know, in the ballpark about 100 hours a pay period.
So
about every 2 weeks
less
or so.
ball guzzling, the better. The better. I mean, no. I'm trying to make a joke out of this. It's not a joke. But boys, we are seriously about the time where I think in order we should shout out stuff. So
Shout out stuff.
yeah. Things, people, stuff. So let's go with Pops first. You got anything you want to say?
Nah.
No.
X.
Team?
X.
Yeah, well,
You're cool.
shout out.
Bro. I just love everybody on Discord. I like to meet people, chill out, relax, and talk shit.
Well, Zan. Shout it out.
Shout out to our boy Moose. You know, everybody's flying these wars for him right now.
There you go.
And we are still, if anybody wants to do a quick little blurb, little voice recording, you can send it to any of us here or myself. You know, just kind of you know, hey, this is, you know, and then put your name in there, like, this is so and so from whatever squadron. You know, shout out to Moose, or, you know, whatever you want to say in there. Just keep it about 10 seconds, because if there's a lot of them, we're going to string them together and then play a little music with it and make something really nice. And then I was actually talking to Feyre, because she's working on the formation video.
Oh my God!
Try and get a hold of that and include that into it as well. Yeah. So I want to incorporate their video with whatever song that we end up running with, and then all the shout outs kind of all together into one big kind of tribute.
That'd be fucking badass, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Add me to you and Fair's chat. Seriously, anything I can help with, I'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, she just kind of DM'd me real quick, and she's like, "Yeah, man, we're doing this video. Here's all the details." And I was like, you know, I asked her, "Would you give us the permission to use it for this?" And she said she would be fine with that. So,
dude, let's get together. Do it a really good way
for doing that.
Yeah, Rock.
You know, shout out to her.
Yeah, 100%, dude. What a sweetheart.
Yeah, she's great. She's been a good friend. She's my Bitmoji buddy. We pretty much communicate through Bitmoji.
She's a good person. So,
Yeah.
Kegs?
I just want to shout out the 3 really dumb deer that ran out in front of me. Besides that, you know, we'll go ahead and shout out the whole Sky Warriors community, everyone that takes time to listen to us, our patrons. We love you guys. You know, just everyone that takes time to listen to us ramble. You know, and I know sometimes it's not exactly the most interesting or exciting topics or whatever, you know, but you know, we're people like everyone else, and we fuck up sometimes.
Sometimes.
Mostly all the time, and it just seems like everyone enjoys it, so we just keep doing it. But beyond that, you know, I just want to, I don't know if this is necessarily a shout out, but I just want everyone to take a minute. You know, if you know a veteran, thank a veteran. if you think that you're not where you should be in life, look inward. That's all I can say. And you gotta really just dig deep, and good things will happen. So that's I guess that's it from my apparently somewhat philosophical feeling ass tonight.
Well, I guess with that being said, boys,
he's Zan,
and he's cool,
and he's been Kegs,
and we are to fuck out.
There we go.
you gotta fuck it up every now and again. Of course, granted, I was dodging another deer, so in my defense, my mind went elsewhere for a second.
I may not stop
right.
the recording until I'm done laughing.